Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is your preview for the FA Cup final. We are in one again for the third time in a row. We lost the last two, can we not make it three? Let's make it third time lucky, shall we? Let's make sure that third time comes around and we actually take the FA Cup home this time from Wembley straight back to Stamford Bridge, because I can't see us lose another FA Cup final. Now, I gotta be real, I'm not going into this game with much expectation. I'm not, but I only say that because I don't want to be, distraught and heartbroken like we normally are, and I think I still will be anyway, but I'm trying to minimize the damage. But hopefully it all goes well. Let's hope Chelsea show up tomorrow like I'm expecting them to, much better than we've been playing in the league. Anyway, before we get into this, I want to bring you a little bit of information which has come back, which is this video is brought to you and sponsored by the OneFootball app. For all your latest to do in the football world, whether it's Chelsea, whether it's another team if you support another team, or whether it's another league that you follow in another country, or your latest transfer news, or your latest team news, or your latest statistics, your fixtures, your results, your standings, whatever you need in the football world, you will find it in the OneFootball app. So make sure you download the OneFootball app. Link in the description. Knock yourself out like I do and enjoy the OneFootball app. Now, thank you to OneFootball. Let's get into this preview. Before we want to get into the Liverpool-Chelsea final, which is the bread and butter of this video, it's never a boring day at Chelsea Football Club. That's one, and you already know that. I always say that. I've been saying that for quite a lot of my videos as of late, but it's definitely not boring when Lukaku is involved, is it? Never. He's like the main character in this soap opera. You know how EastEnders have Phil Mitchell, yeah? Chelsea has Romelu Lukaku, basically, because the timing of this couldn't have come at a worse time, to be honest. But Romelu Lukaku and his agent have been going back and forth, weirdly enough, with each other. Crazy. Anyway, let's see what's gone down. Matt Law gives us the latest. The agent of Romelu Lukaku has confirmed his intention to speak with Chelsea's new owners about the striker's future, admitting there was a problem. But he stresses no decisions have yet been made and no talks with Inter or AC Milan yet. Federico Pastorello, his agent, says, "I'm not the one to discuss technical choices, but it is obvious that there was a problem. The numbers, however, must be weighed. He is the best scorer of the team this season, even with a lower playing time compared to his teammates. The situation must be carefully evaluated. Now there's a Champions League spot to secure and the FA Cup final. Romelu is totally focused on that. We have not talked about anything else." Pastorello added, "It's nonsense to speculate on negotiations. Chelsea have just defined the takeover of the club. We still don't know our new interlocutors, let alone if we can hypothesize talks with Inter, AC Milan or whatever. We have to be patient and wait." Now, this was translated, hence the word interlocutors. Because that's a word I haven't said in a very long time. But in Italian, it might be a common word. Anyway, this is from Fabrizio Romano, who has reclarified what Pastorello has said about negotiations and Chelsea's just got new owners. Let alone if we can talk with Inter or AC, we have to wait. He tells Repubblica, which is an Italian outlet. So these were words spoken over in Italy. He says, "I don't discuss the tactical choices, but it's obvious there was a problem." Thank you very much, Federico Pastorello, for making these quotes on the eve of the FA Cup final. What a smart lad you are, son. Fantastic. You've got a loaf up here, you have. Absolutely immense. Unbelievable. But because of this, Romelu Lukaku decided to take matters into his own hands. And when that happens, you know it's not going to be a right decision. Even though this might technically be a right decision for Romelu to try and clear things up. But it's just put oil on the fire, really, hasn't it? Check this out. Official statement by Romelu Lukaku on his social media accounts. "I kept my mouth shut and focused on helping the team." That is the post he put on his Instagram story earlier on today, saying, "Never will I let someone speak for me. I kept my mouth shut and focused on helping the team and end the season in the best way as possible. So if someone out there is trying to say something about me and the club, not in my name, RL." Romelu Lukaku. We don't need this before a cup final. We just don't. And what's crazy is when you look at Thomas Tuchel's press conference, he only found out 5 minutes before the press conference. You know, I mean, why? Why do we have to do all this? Why? There's no need. There's no need. This is a distraction. Because now, best believe, Thomas Tuchel found out 5-10 minutes before the press conference. Then in the press conference, he was asked about it, and he said, I only found out 5-10 minutes ago. He said, obviously, if he wants to talk with the new owners of the club, that means he doesn't want to come to talk to me directly, because obviously he would be the first guy you'd normally go to, even if it's the agent, not the player, the agent, normally talk to the manager, not the flipping owner of the club. What's the owner of the club got to do with this? So they just want to bypass Tuchel? Tuchel had that sort of impression, and then when it's his right, he does, what he wants, but he said, I'm not going to allow it to be a distraction or anything like that. We're focused. We've got a cup final to play. But, I appreciate that from Tuchel. That's not the case, though. This is a distraction. It will be a distraction. Because now, best believe, Thomas Tuchel, after that press conference, would have gone to try and find out, hey, what's going on? Like any manager would. So we don't need the noise. Federico Pastorello, I don't know what it is with Italian agents, yeah? But all of them seem to have this thing where they can just talk whenever they want. They feel like they can do whatever they want. I mean, Mino Raiola, R.I.P., of course, he just lost his life. But when he was around and he was, everyone looking at him as a football agent, not as a person, as a football agent, it was always about him. It was always about his client. It was always, I'm going to get what I want. I don't care what the consequences are. And he was known for that. Jorginho's agent, talking every single 5 minutes throughout the season. Jorginho might be doing this. He might be doing that. He might be going here. He might be doing this. He might be going there. Relax. And now Federico Pastorello before an FA Cup final. Mate, relax. Have a day off. Have a day off. Anyway, I hope this doesn't really interact too much with our prep for the FA Cup final. But talking about the FA Cup final, because we do have a final to play, the latest team news is that, Hudson-Odoi still out, Chilwell still out, Jorginho, no continuation in terms of injury from his last game. He played against Leeds. He looked good. He's fine. So happy days. Kovacic might be available. Even if we have to take a risk, Thomas Tuchel did say in the press conference, we will take that risk. It's that time of the season where you take a risk because you've got nothing to lose. If someone gets injured, they've got the summer to recover, so fair play. Kante is looking like he might be in the frame too. All late fitness tests, so we're all going to find out. But if I have to make a prediction, if Thomas Tuchel hasn't ruled them out, definitely, I think they're both going to play. So that leads us on to the first 11. And I'm going to get into that very, very shortly. But talking about the game, what to expect. Fabinho is out for Liverpool, so that is a little bit of a blow for them. But they have the minerals, as I like to say. They've got, look, one player falls, I've got 2 other options to go to, not a problem. And it doesn't really affect them. It's unbelievable. Their depth and their scouting and the players that they get to cover every single sort of position is stellar. So I think they'll be fine. Whether it's going to be Henderson, Naby Keita, Thiago Alcantara, whoever, I think it'll probably be those 3 in midfield. Even without Fabinho, that's a solid midfield. Happy days for them. But when Kovacic and Kante are in town, we do have what it takes to disrupt them, at least in midfield. But going into this game, there are certain combinations and certain players that I look at and I think I wish I could play all of you. Lukaku is on form. I spoke with Grizz Khan yesterday, Liverpool fan. Go and check his channel out. I'll leave a link in the description for those that haven't checked out that video. You can go and have a look in the build-up to tomorrow's game. But he was telling me, Lukaku won't play. He said, I know how you guys are going to line up. Lukaku will not start. And I'm like, you sure, Grizz? You saw, and he's normally right, but I don't think he's been paying much attention to how much impact Lukaku has actually had in the last 2 games, and I don't think Tuchel's going to let that go. So there's that. But in midfield, he also stressed, he said Kovacic and Kante will play. They will play. And I'm like, okay, but me looking at this, there are certain players I've already mentioned. Well, Lukaku, I feel like needs to play. Keep the form up. You can't take a striker off if he's banging. For the last 2 games, he's scored. Leading up into a final, confidence is high. Play him. He has to. Kai Havertz, big game player. He hasn't played lately. But you put him in a final, chances are he's going to perform like he normally does when we have a massive game. So you have to take that into consideration. Timo Werner, would he suit the game? Would he suit playing Liverpool? And the fact that Liverpool tried to take control of the game. Trent Alexander-Arnold likes to leave space in behind. That defence is beatable and Timo Werner can get around them, but it just depends whether he can hit a barn door. Can he finish? Should he play though? Pulisic, he's looked good for the last 2 games. Had that little link with Lukaku. Has acted as a player on the wing and also as a cam and has managed to deliver. Nothing stellar, nothing unbelievable, but he played well. He played good, right? Got to take that on board. Ziyech, his chemistry with Lukaku seems to be a thing. Now, very, very, very short amount of evidence for that because we played 10-man Leeds and Ziyech came on, managed to get an assist. But when you're talking realistically, it was Leeds 10-man down, well, 1-man down with 10 men, defence completely open. They were already 2-0 down. Ziyech with the space on the right. He makes one pass into Lukaku. It finds him. It's not the hardest thing in the world. So you can't look too much into that. But Ziyech, should he get an opportunity? Mason Mount, he needs to play this final if we're being real. But you can't play all those names. That's the problem. So who do we go to? Who do we go to? Let's get into the starting 11. And I'm going to tell you what I think Thomas Tuchel should do. This would be my starting 11. So let's start off with the goalkeeper, Edouard Mendy, without question. And it's funny, Tuchel was already asked in that press conference about Kepa and whether Kepa would play or whether Kepa would come on for a penalty. I'd like to be real. I don't think Tuchel's going to entertain that option again. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Mendy plays throughout just because Kepa missed that penalty, which, you know, it is what it is. But, yeah, Mendy starts. The back three for me, Antonio Rudiger, Thiago Silva for me have to play. Thiago Silva comes back. He's managed to rest. He's ready for a cup final. Play him. Rudiger alongside him, without question. This is an interesting one. Right centre-back. Now, Grizz, yesterday, on his channel, told me he thinks Aspie's going to start. And that's a plausible opinion. Because Aspie is the club captain. Aspie does have experience. Aspie, on his day, can put in a shift for you. I'm still concerned. I'm still concerned about those legs. And I don't want to take that risk. I want a defender that can keep up. And I feel like Chalobah deserves, after what he's managed to show since we last played him and the Leeds game, happy days. Chalobah, for me, plays. As long as he keeps his head, I think he'll put in a good performance. And for me, he starts. I don't want Aspie getting run around. Run ragged by Mane or run ragged by Diaz. Or, nah. Chalobah, I know, will be able to keep up. It just depends whether defensively he doesn't make any mistakes, which I'm hoping he won't. But Aspie's been prone to a mistake here and there as well. As of late, a lot. I don't want to take that risk. So for me, Chalobah starts. In the wing-back positions, without question, Reece James. And Reece James will be there to cover Chalobah and work alongside him. I feel like they'll be able to get something good going on. On the left, we haven't got a choice. Alonso. But you know what? In a final, on his day, Alonso can have a good game. And I'm hoping tomorrow he has a stellar game at Wembley. So fingers crossed he does well. In midfield, I'm going with the bet that these two are going to be fit. And they're starting. Without a doubt. As Thomas Tuchel said, we take the risk. Kovacic needs to play this game. Hands down. He has to play. And Kante apparently is looking good. He starts. Even if he's 50%, he starts. And we'll see what happens. But those two, I think, will be enough to disrupt Liverpool's midfield and to control the game. Now, I know some people are going to be saying, let's go to a back four. And then, you know, we can play a double pivot too. But I think trying to nullify Liverpool's attack is going to be key by having this way. We need three defenders. If not, I feel like you're giving Liverpool too much space. And that's why I think with Kovacic and Kante, even if they're not 100%, will be enough for them to at least have enough cover defensively. And then hopefully offensively, Kovacic can provide us with a good burst of runs. And so can Kante. Going forward into the front three. Mount has to. I would love to say Ziyech or Pulisic here. I really would. And I feel like Pulisic's deserving. I feel like Ziyech is a player that can come and disrupt, technically. But Mount with being able to try and attack and defend from the front, Mount with what he's managed to give, especially in that Leeds game, I feel like starts against Liverpool, just for disruption. And just to try and catch Liverpool's back line out of shape. I don't know who's going to be playing, Matip or Konate alongside Van Dijk. But Mason Mount going to assist with the energy in terms of helping Kante and Kovacic. And assist the front two. I would go over front two. This is going to get interesting. I would go Romelu Lukaku. For sure. And alongside him, my gut is telling me... Now, I use my gut wisely here, but I think Kai Havertz on a big day like a final at Wembley needs to play, needs to start. Now, Tuchel did admit that Havertz and Lukaku are lacking a bit of chemistry. But I feel like tomorrow against Liverpool, they will be able to get a job done. I wouldn't be surprised if Werner plays alongside Lukaku. I just want to say that. But Lukaku definitely starts. Now, in relation to Kai Havertz, I'm hoping if he plays... He doesn't put in a stinker and he plays well. It's a big game. It's a final. I would love to count on him. But later on in the game, I feel like there's options. We can bring on Pulisic. We can bring on Ziyech. We can bring on Werner. And I feel like we can adapt to whatever's going to be in front of us tomorrow. So fingers crossed we are able to dominate. We're able to control the game. We're able to try and take initiative, put Liverpool on the back foot a little bit, try and exploit Trent Alexander-Arnold defensively because we know what he's like when he leaves a bit too much space in behind. But hopefully this is a team that's going to get the job done. Fingers crossed. That would be my starting 11. Now, in terms of a score prediction, as I just said, my gut has been very wrong lately. Very wrong. I've been half right for the Wolves game and for the Leeds game. I said 2-0 against Wolves, we drew 2-2. I said 3-2 for the Leeds game, we won 3-0. I said Arsenal were going to beat Spurs yesterday, and I think it would have happened if Rob Holding did a little less holding and a little more using your head. Yeah, because Rob Holding yesterday was on violence. He was just on pure violence. He was just on Son, like Son had, I don't know, done something to his missus or something. But he should have been booked long ago before that first yellow, and then the sending off wasn't even a surprise. So going down to 10, Tottenham destroyed Arsenal. Fair play, Tottenham, well done. It was deserved, and Arsenal in the mud. But my gut, in terms of predictions, has been wrong lately. So I'm going to use my head. I'm going to use my head rather than my heart. And I'm going to be real with you. I was real with Grizz yesterday. I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool win this. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Liverpool are levels above. Okay? I like to think, though, our problem has been mentality. Our problem has been when our backs have not been against the wall, we just don't play with the intensity and the urgency that we need to. But when it is against the wall, like we did against Real Madrid, you know, when it is like we haven't got a choice, the players have to perform. Listen, you have to perform. You have to win this game. There is no ifs, buts, or maybes, or let's just go and get a draw. Like, no, it's a final. There's a trophy to be won. Let's stop Liverpool. I feel like Chelsea will come out the blocks tomorrow and will come all guns blazing. And that is where we're at our best. And that is what's given me a little bit of hope. But I want to be real with you guys. I am expecting a Liverpool win. I am. But I can't help but think Chelsea are going to steal it 2-1. That is what I'm going to say, and that is what I'm going to leave you with. Let me know down below how you think it's going to end. I will be doing the watch-along tomorrow, so make sure you guys are here for that, about 20 minutes or 30 minutes before kickoff, so make sure you guys are here. I will see all of you then, and then I'll give you my post-match reaction as I normally do with my match review. I'll see all of you tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts and comments and predictions down below, and I'll see you tomorrow, people. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to download the OneFootball app. I'll see you tomorrow, people. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. Take care and peace.